வணக்கம் மக்களே, வெல்கம் டு மித்ராவின் பார்வை. நான் உங்கள் மித்ரா ஃப்ரம் ஸ்வீடன். ஸோ இன்னைக்கு நம்ம பார்க்க இருக்க போகிற டாபிக் வந்து ஒன்றும் இல்லை, சிம்பிள் தான். நம்ம வந்து இன்னைக்கு வந்து ஜஸ்ட் அ டிஸ்கஷன். ஸோ த காஷ்மீர் ஃபைல்ஸ் நிறைய பேர் பார்த்துருப்பீங்க இந்த டைமுக்கு. ஸோ நாங்களும் பார்த்துட்டோம், நானும் விஜய்ஜியும் பார்த்துட்டோம். ஸோ அதை பற்றி தான் உங்ககிட்ட லைட்டாக டிஸ்கஷன் தான். எங்களோட ஃபீல் எப்படி இருந்தது அதை பற்றி பேச போகிறோம். ப்ளஸ் ஒரு படம், நம்ம இந்தியானோட ஹிஸ்ட்ரியே வந்து நம்மளுக்கு தெரியாத சில விஷயங்களை நம்ம கண்ணு முன்னாடி காமிச்சிருக்காங்க. நம்மளோட மக்களுக்கு என்ன ஆச்சு அப்படிங்கிறத இன்ஃபர்மேஷனை வந்து ரொம்ப தெளிவாக ரொம்ப நல்லா ரிசர்ச் பண்ணி எப்படி என்னென்ன இன்ஃபர்மேஷன்ஸ்லாம் எடுக்க முடியுமோ அதை அப்படியே கரெக்டாக எடுத்து அவங்க வந்து காமிச்சிருக்காங்க. ஸோ இதை பார்த்துட்டு நம்மளோட இமோஷன்ஸ் எப்படி இருக்கு அதை பற்றி தான் பேச போகிறோம். ஸோ பேச போகிறதுக்கு ஐ ஜஸ்ட் இன்வைட் விஜய்ஜி ஆன் த ஸ்க்ரீன். விஜய் வணக்கம், தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச்.
தேங்க்யூ மித்ராஜி. வணக்கம், வந்தனம், நமஸ்தே, ஜெய் ஸ்ரீராம், ஜெய் சாய்ராம், ஜெய் ஹிந்த், ஜெய் சுஷாந்த் அண்ட் ஜெய் ஜெகநாத். எஸ் மித்ராஜி,
காஷ்மீரி ஃபைல்ஸ் பார்த்தோம், சனிக்கிழமை பார்த்தோம் இல்லையா நம்ம.
எக்ஸாக்ட்லி, ஹோலி அன்னைக்கு பார்த்தோம்.
ஹோலி அன்னைக்கு
ஒரு சூப்பர் செலிப்ரேஷன். கிட்டத்தட்ட 2 வருஷம் அப்புறம் தான் ஹிந்தி படம் போய் நம்ம
பார்க்கிறோம். ஹரிஷம்மா வணக்கம். சாரி விஜய்ஜி.
நோ தட்ஸ் ஃபைன். யா, அதான் ஒரு நியர்லி ஒரு 2.5 இயர்ஸ் அப்புறம் ஹிந்தி படம், அதுவும் தியேட்டர்ல போய் பார்த்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் படம் வந்து காஷ்மீர் ஃபைல்ஸ் தான்.
ஆமா, நோ டவுட். சுஷாந்த் சிங்கோட என்ன சொல்றது, நம்ம ரொம்ப சேஞ்ச் பண்ணிட்டாரு சுஷாந்த். அது வரைக்கும் வந்து ஒரு பாட்டு ஹிந்தி பாட்டு உங்களுக்கு ஹலோ சொல்லியிருக்காங்க.
ஹலோ ஹரிஷம்மா, ஹலோ
ஒரு என்ன சொல்றது, சுஷாந்த் இறந்ததுக்கு அப்புறமா வந்து ஒரு ஹிந்தி படம், ஒரு பாலிவுட் பழைய பாட்டு எதையுமே நம்ம கேட்காம இருந்தோம். இந்த ஒரு ஆக்சுவலாக இந்த படத்துக்கு நம்ம சப்போர்ட் கொடுக்கணும். ஏன் கொடுக்கணும்னு உங்களுக்கே நம்ம நிறைய வாட்டி பேசியிருக்கோம். ஸோ இப்பயும் பேசலாம், இப்பயும் அதை பற்றி எதுக்காக நம்ம அந்த படத்துக்காக சப்போர்ட் கொடுக்கணுங்கிறது வந்து கண்டிப்பாக பேசிகிட்டே இருக்கணும். பிகாஸ் இந்த படம் வந்து இன்னும் நல்லா நிறைய பேருக்கு ரீச் ஆகணும், இன்னும் நிறைய இன்ஃபர்மேஷன்ஸ் வந்து இதை வந்து பார்ட் 2 கூட எடுக்கணும். ஏன்னா இதில் எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு அவங்க காமிச்சது வந்து ஜஸ்ட் 10% தான் காமிச்சிருக்காங்க அப்படின்னு அந்த டைரக்டரே சொல்லியிருக்காரு. டைரக்டர் ப்ரொடியூசர் அவங்களே சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. விஜய்ஜி வந்து பண்ண ரிசர்ச்ல கூட அதுதான் தெரிஞ்சது. அவரு இதுல வந்து ஜஸ்ட் நம்ம, அதுவும் இல்லாம வந்து நான் கூட பயந்துகிட்டே இருந்தேன் இந்த படம் பார்க்கும்போது. ரொம்ப மனசு கஷ்டமா இருக்குமா, ஏன்னா நான் அந்த மாதிரி படம்லாம் கொஞ்சம் பார்க்க மாட்டேன். எனக்கு அது 2-3 நாளுக்கு எனக்கு அந்த ஃபீலிங் இருந்துகிட்டே இருக்கும். பட் என்ன காமிக்கணுமோ அதை வந்து காமிச்சிருக்காங்க. எனக்கு வந்து என்ன சொல்றது, எப்படி சொல்றது, ரொம்ப எனக்கு தெரியல. விஜய்ஜி நீங்க சொல்லுங்க, உங்களோட நீங்க ஃபீல் பண்ணதை சொல்லுங்க. நான் வந்து
இல்ல, டெஃபினட்டா நீங்க சொன்ன மாதிரி தான். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து இந்த படம் வந்து கண்டிப்பா நீங்க பார்க்கலன்னா போய் பாருங்க. எவ்ரி இன்ச் ஆஃப் சப்போர்ட் நம்ம இந்த படத்துக்கு எது கொடுக்கணுமோ அதை கண்டிப்பா நம்ம கொடுத்தே ஆகணும். ஏன்னா இந்த மாதிரி படம்லாம் அடிக்கடி வர்றது இல்ல. ஐ மீன் லைக் ஜென்ரலா வந்து படம் நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா இட்ஸ் எவ்வளவு
எடுத்ததே இல்லைன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
எக்ஸாக்ட்லி, வெரி ட்ரூ. ஜென்ரலா படம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஏதாவது ஒரு இருக்கிற ஃபேக்டை ட்விஸ்ட் பண்ணி மோல்ட் பண்ணி அதை வந்து மேலே மலிப்பி கிளிப்பி அதில் வந்து நல்லதை காமிச்சு கெட்டதை காமிச்சு இது காமிக்க கூடாது அது காமிக்க கூடாதுன்னு ஏதோ பண்ணி வந்தா படம் எடுப்பாங்க. இது வரைக்கும் இந்த படமே வந்து சரியா, ஐ மீன் லைக் பேஸ்ட் இன்சிடென்ட், ஒரு இன்சிடென்ட் தெரிஞ்சிருந்தா கூட வந்து அதை வந்து எப்படியோ வந்து லைக் ஆடியன்ஸ் இதுதான் பார்ப்பாங்க, ஆடியன்ஸ்க்கு இதுதான் கொடுக்கணும், இது வந்து இட் பிகம்ஸ் எ பொலிட்டிக்கல் எஜெண்டா ஆர் இட் பிகம்ஸ் எ பிக் கான்ட்ரவர்சி, இதெல்லாம் நம்ம பண்ணக்கூடாது, இதெல்லாம் காமிக்கூடாதுன்னு சொல்லி தான் எடுப்பாங்க. But from first time in my life, I have seen a movie which is totally like 100 illa, I சொல்றது 110%, 1000% is based on only true incidents, whatever has happened. No gimmicks or no sugar coating anything. எதுமே மூடி மலைப்பி எதுவுமே பண்ணல படத்துல.
இந்த காலத்துல அப்படி எடுக்கிறது பெரிய விஷயம் தான்.
எக்ஸாக்ட்லி,
நாமளே பேசும்போது பார்த்து பேசணும், யாரையும் ஹர்ட் பண்ணக்கூடாதுன்னு நினைப்போம். பட் அவங்க வந்து இருக்கிற ஃபேக்டை காமிச்சிருக்காங்க.
Definitely, yeah, exactly. So இது என்ன சொல்லணும்னா, ஐ மீன் லைக் இது வந்து ஸ்டார்டிங்ல அந்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் சீன்ல இருந்தே வந்து ஒரு வாட்டி ஒரு சீன் வரும்போது கூட வந்து இட் வாஸ் டோட்டலி மைண்ட் ப்ளோயிங் தான் நான் சொல்லுவேன். ஏன்னா எடுத்தோன்னே ஜென்ரலா போடுவாங்க கேப்ஷன் வந்து த மூவி இஸ் பேஸ்ட் ஆன் ஃபிக்ஷன் அண்ட் பிளாப்லான்னு எழுதுவாங்க ஒரு படம் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணும்போது. பட் இந்த மூவில த மூவி இஸ் பேஸ்ட் ஆன் ட்ரூ இன்சிடென்ட்ஸ், அவ்வளவுதான். அதுக்கப்புறம் சின்ன லைன்ஸ்லாம் வரும். ஸோ கண்டிப்பா வந்து இட் வாஸ் பேஸ்ட் ஆன் ஆல் ட்ரூ இன்சிடென்ட்ஸ். நான் வந்து ஐ மீன் அஃப்கோர்ஸ் மித்ராஜிக்கு தெரியும் எவ்வளோ நான் ஐ மீன் லைக் ஐ ஸ்டார்டட் டு ரீட் அபவுட் காஷ்மீர் ஃபைல்ஸ். அது எனக்குள்ள ஒரு சின்ன வருத்தம் கண்டிப்பா இருக்கும். இந்த இவ்வளோ வருஷத்துக்கு அப்புறம் நம்மளுக்கு இப்பதான் தெரிய வந்தது. அட்லீஸ்ட் இப்பயாச்சும் தெரிய வந்துச்சு. பட் 32 வருஷம் இட்ஸ் வெரி லாங் டைம் டு வெயிட் ஃபார் ஜஸ்டிஸ். அதுவும் ஒன்னு ரெண்டு ஜஸ்டிஸ் இல்லைங்க. இது வந்து பல லட்சம் மக்கள் பேரோட ஜஸ்டிஸ் வந்து இட் ஹாஸ் பீன் டினைட். இவ்வளவு வருஷம் டினை ஆச்சு. அதை பத்தி நம்ம இப்பதான் நம்ம தெரிஞ்சுட்டோம். அப்பயே எனக்கு ஒரு மாதிரி எனக்கு ரொம்ப ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா இருந்துச்சு. பட் ஓகே, திஸ் இஸ் நடந்து முடிஞ்சதை பத்தி நம்ம எதுவும் பண்ண முடியாது. வி கேன் ஜஸ்ட் சே சாரி. எல்லாரும் அந்த காஷ்மீரி பண்டிட்ஸ், நாட் காஷ்மீரி ஹிந்துஸ், காஷ்மீரி பண்டிட்ஸ், ஏன்னா அங்க இருந்தது எல்லாருமே வந்து முக்காவாசி காஷ்மீரி பண்டிட்ஸ் தான். பட் ஓகே, லெட்ஸ் கால் இட் காஷ்மீரி ஹிந்துஸ் ஆல்சோ. நடந்து முடிஞ்சது. அவங்களுக்கு 32 வருஷம் அவங்க எவ்வளோ போராடி இருக்காங்க, எவ்வளோ அவமானம் இல்லை, பட் எவ்வளோ கொடுமைகளை அவங்க அனுபவிச்சிருக்காங்க. நான் பண்ண தெரிய வந்தது. அது அப்படியே ஒரு மூவில எடுத்திருக்காங்க. அது பார்க்கும்போது எனக்கு ரொம்ப பெருமையா இருந்துச்சு. ஐ மீன் லைக் சூப்பர்ரா. ஐ மீன் லைக் நிச்சயத்தை காமிச்சிருக்காங்க. என்னன்னா நான் வந்து ஒரு யூடியூப் சேனல்ல போய் நான் பார்த்தேனோ, இல்ல என்ன ஒரு நியூஸ் ஆர்டிக்கல் நான் படிச்சேனோ, எல்லாமே வந்து அந்த படத்துல வந்திருக்கு கிட்டத்தட்ட. அட்லீஸ்ட் வந்த இன்சிடென்ட்டை வந்து அப்படியே காமிச்சிருக்காங்க. அவனோட இன்டர்வியூ இருக்கட்டும், இல்ல ஒரு 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 கொல்ற சீனா இருக்கட்டும், அது எப்படி அது இருக்கோ அது அப்படியே வந்து டோட்டலா அப்படியே ரீஎனாக்ட் பண்ணிருக்காங்க இந்த படத்துல. ஸோ அதுல வந்து நோ கொஸ்டின்ஸ் ஆஸ்ட். இதுல வந்து எதுவுமே மாத்தல. அதனாலதான் வந்து ஐ மீன் லைக் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பாருங்களேன், இந்த படத்தை வந்து தியேட்டரே கிடைக்கல. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நாள் ரிலீஸ் பண்ணும்போது வெறும் 540 தியேட்டர் தான் கொடுத்தாங்க இந்த படத்துக்கு. 540 தியேட்டர் தான் கொடுத்தாங்க இந்த படத்துக்கு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ரிலீஸ் பண்ணும்போது. இப்ப இந்த படம் 4000 தியேட்டர்ல ஓடுதான். இன்னும் அவங்களால கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ண முடியலையா? இன்னும் அவ்வளவு கும்பல் வருதா, அவங்களால கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ண முடியலையா?
ஆக்சுவலா நம்ம போன தியேட்டர் பத்தி கூட சொல்லுங்க. நம்ம போகும்போது கூட எவ்வளவு ஃபுல்லா இருந்துச்சு
ஃபுல்லா
தியேட்டர்.
இருந்துச்சு. டெஃபினட்டா ஃபுல்லா இருந்துச்சு. 2 ஷோ போட்டாங்க.
இன்னொரு விஷயம், நாங்க போகும்போது எப்பவுமே வந்து நேஷனல் ஆந்தம் போட்டு தான் படம் போடுவாங்க. அது உங்க எல்லாருக்குமே தெரியும். நாங்க
யா.
போகும்போது நேஷனல் ஆந்தம்காக நிக்க சொன்னாங்க. அதுக்கப்புறமா வந்து அந்த டைம்ல வந்து நேஷனல் ஆந்தம் ப்ளே பண்ண முடியல. ஏதோ கொஞ்சம் ஃபால்ட் இருந்தது. ஸோ அப்ப வந்து அங்க இருக்கிற நாங்க எல்லாருமே அந்த தியேட்டர்ல இருந்த எல்லாருமே நாங்க சொன்னோம், நாங்களே பாடுறோம். ஏன் வந்து பாட்டு போடுற வரைக்கும் நம்ம பாட்டு அங்க வந்து ஐ மீன் ஆடியோ சரியில்லைன்னா கூட இட்ஸ் ஓகே, நாங்க பாடுறோம் சொல்லி எல்லாமே அவ்வளோ ஒரு அது புல்லரிக்கிற மூமெண்ட். அந்த டைம்ல
யா.
வந்து நம்ம எல்லாரும் இன்னொரு தேசத்துல கூட போயிட்டு யுனைடடா இருந்து அந்த பாட்டு ஐ மீன் நம்மளோட நேஷனல் ஆந்தம் பாடும்போது அவ்வளோ ஒரு பெருமையா இருந்துச்சு நின்னுட்டு. அது முடிச்சதுக்கு அப்புறமாவும் திரும்பியும் வந்து அது ஆடியோ ஒர்க் ஆச்சு. திரும்பியும்
யா.
போட்டாங்க. ஸோ
யா.
அது வந்து நிச்சயமா மறக்கவே முடியாது லைஃப்ல. இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு தருணம் இந்த படத்துல நம்மளுக்கு அமைஞ்சிருக்கு அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து ஏதோ ஒரு மசாலா படம், கேவலமான ஒரு படத்துல போயிட்டு நின்னுட்டு நம்ம வந்து அந்த மாதிரி பண்றதை விட, இந்த மாதிரி நம்மளோட ஒரிஜினல் ஹிஸ்டரி என்னன்னு நம்ம கண்ணு முன்னாடி காமிச்சிருக்காங்க. அப்ப வந்து அது ஒரு பெரிய பெரிய பெருமைக்குரிய விஷயமா இருந்துச்சு நம்மளுக்கு வந்து. அந்த டைம்ல நம்ம எல்லாம் யுனைடடா இருந்து அந்த நம்மளோட நேஷனல் ஆந்தம் வந்து ஸ்கூலுக்கு அப்புறமா அங்க போய் நின்னு பாடும்போது அது ஒரு நிஜமாவே ரொம்ப அது ஒரு டச்சிங் மூமெண்டா இருந்துச்சு.
ட்ரூ. கரெக்டா சொன்னீங்க. ரொம்ப ரொம்ப கரெக்டா சொன்னீங்க. ஐ மீன் இந்த நேஷனல் ஆந்தம் இது வந்து ஐ மீன் லைக் சம்டைம்ஸ் இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு சில மூவிஸ்
அதான்
தான் வந்து நம்மளோட நாட்டு பற்ற வந்து அது அப்படியே அப்படியே ஆட்டி வைக்குது.
கரெக்ட்.
ஐ
நம்ம
மீன்
அந்த
லைக்
நம்ம நேஷனல் ஆந்தமுக்குன்னு ஒரு மரியாதை இருக்கு. அது இந்த படத்துக்கு கரெக்ட்டா வந்து கிடைச்சது. எனக்கு அதுதான்
செட்
சொல்ல
ஆயிருக்கு.
வந்தேன். அதை நான் நாட்
எக்ஸாக்ட்லி.
ஏபிள் டு.
எக்ஸாக்ட்லி. ஐ மீன் லைக் எத்தனையோ வாட்டி வந்து நம்மலாம் வந்து இது பண்ணணும், அது பண்ணணும் நம்ம யோசிப்போம், துடிப்போம். ஐ மீன் லைக் நம்மள எக்கச்சக்கமான பேர் வந்து யோசிப்பாங்க. ஆஹா! நம்ம கண்டிப்பா ஏதாவது பண்ணணும். ஏன்னா எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு முக்காவாசி நம்ம எல்லாருக்குமே வந்து 99% பீப்பிள் ரியலி அந்த நாட்டு பற்றும் சரி, அந்த தேஷ் பக்தி சொல்லுவாங்க, பேட்ரியாட்டிசம் சொல்லுவாங்க. நல்லாவே இருக்கு நம்மளுக்கு. அது வந்து நான் சொல்றது 1% மேபி இல்லாம இருக்கும். பட் 99% பீப்பிளுக்கு கண்டிப்பா இருக்கு நம்ம நாட்டு மேல பற்று. அதுவும் இந்த மாதிரி படம் வரும்போது இன்னும் அது வந்து இட்ஸ் லைக் இதுல வந்து நான் யாருமே வந்து ஜாதியால பிரிக்க மாட்டேன். ஏன்னா பிகாஸ் யார் யாருக்கு இருக்கோ அவங்களுக்கு இருக்கு. ஸோ யூ
கண்டிப்பா.
கேனாட் டிவைட் வந்து இவங்க வந்து இந்த ஜாதிக்காரங்க, இவங்க இந்த ஜாதிக்காரங்க நம்ம சொல்லவே முடியாது. ஏன்னா எல்லாருமே
அப்படியே
வந்து
அவங்க
நம்ம
கன்வெர்ட் ஆனாலும், அந்த டைம்ல ஃபோர்ஸிபிளா கன்வெர்ட் ஆனவங்க தான்
ஆமா.
எல்லாருமே.
அந்த
வேற
ஹிஸ்டரி
வழி
நான் வந்து
இல்லாம கன்வெர்ட் ஆனவங்க தான். ஏன்னா உயிருக்கு உனக்கு வந்து 3 ஆப்ஷன். ஒண்ணு நீ ஊர விட்டு ஓடு. இல்ல நாங்க சொல்றத செய். அதுதானே அந்த ஆப்ஷன் தானே குடுத்தாங்க. இல்ல சாவு. சோ அப்ப இருக்கும்போது என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க? எல்லாராலயும் வந்து ஊர விட்டு ஓட முடியாது. எல்லாராலயும் வந்து சாக முடியாது. சில பேர் வந்து வேற வழி இல்லாம மதம் மாறி இருக்காங்க. சோ அது வந்து ட்ரூலி வி அக்செப்டட். பட் அகைன் இது வந்து நாட்டுப்பற்று இருக்கிறவங்க எல்லாருமே இல்ல. ஜாதி, மதம் எதுவுமே கிடையாது.
எதுவுமே கிடையாது
எல்லாரும்
இதுல.
சப்போர்ட் பண்ணணும். எல்லாருமே இருக்கணும். காமினி சிஸ், காமினி ஜி வணக்கம். தேங்க் யூ சோ மச். நமஸ்தே. Thanks for
Namaste, Kamini ji.
she's a beautiful, citizen, and as well as like she supports no matter where she goes, everywhere, all SSRians, and she will support with
So true.
wholehearted. Thank you
So
so much,
true.
Kamini ji. Keep doing that beautiful work.
அந்த மாதிரி தான் இருக்கணும். It should be like that. I mean, like, no matter which YouTube channel, but if you have the right message, உங்களுக்கு அந்த right message, if you believe in that channel, you should go and support it. Because நம்ம எல்லாருமே we are fighting for only one cause. That is justice. Justice not only for SSR, justice for everyone. Justice for every
Justice for
soul.
Hindu Pandit. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. Justice for every soul who has lost their life because of some bad thing, criminal thing
நிஜமா
or
சொல்றேன்,
anything.
அந்த பர்டிகுலர் என்ன ஆளுங்க கிட்ட கேட்டாதான் அந்த அந்த வலி தெரியும். நம்ம சொல்லலாம், நீங்க ஏன் இதை பத்தி பேசுறீங்க, நீங்க ஏன் குஜராத் ரேட்ஸ் பத்தி பேச மாட்டேங்கிறீங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு யூ கேன் ஆஸ்க் சோ மெனி கொஸ்டின்ஸ். we are talking the truth, what happened to our people. நான் பேசுறேன், நம்ம people, நம்ம எல்லாரும் மக்கள் தான், நம்ம மக்கள் தான். ஆனா அதுக்குன்னு இப்ப நீங்க வந்து ஒரு ஒரு உங்க வீட்டுல வந்து ஒரு ஒரு உங்க சன்னோ டாட்டரோ வேற ஒரு மொழி கல்யாணம் பண்றேன்னாங்கன்னா நீங்க உடனே ஒத்துப்பீங்களா? யூ வில் ஷோ த அப்ஜெக்ஷன்ல. அப்ப இருக்கும்போது எதுக்கு உங்க வீடு, உங்களோட மொழி, உங்களோட லாங்குவேஜ் கொடுக்குறீங்கல்ல? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ப்ரியாரிட்டி கம்ஸ் தேர், ரைட்? ஸோ again, first priority my India, my country people, and then obviously அப்படிதான் வரும். I was supporting all actors before, now I am supporting all real heroes who are fighting for real cause. Hats off to Kamini ji.
Thank you,
So
Kamini ji.
proud of
Thank
you.
you.
So proud of you. Yeah,
கரெக்டா
exactly. We
சொன்னீங்க.
have to
ஐ மீன்
support.
லைக் எக்கச்சக்கமான கெட்ட விஷயம் நடந்திருக்கு. எதுவுமே வந்து நான் ரைட் சொல்ல. பட் இப்போ இந்த ஒரு விஷயத்து இந்த ஒரு விஷயத்தை நாங்க பேசும்போது அதுக்கு அர்த்தம் வந்து நீங்க ஏன் அதை பத்தி பேச மாட்டீங்க கேட்கறது, அந்த கேள்வி கேட்கறது ரொம்ப தப்பு. இப்ப நான் இதை
First
பத்தி
stand for
பேசுறேன்.
this cause.
ஆமா, இப்ப நான் வந்து இந்த இஷ்யூ எடுத்து நான் பேசுறேன். நீ ஏன் வந்து அந்த விஷயத்தை பத்தி பேசல? அது வந்து no one has any rights to ask me or மித்ராஜி or anyone for that matter. எனக்கு தோணுது இப்ப நான் இந்த விஷயத்தை பத்தி பேசுறேன் பிகாஸ் காஷ்மீர் ஃபைல்ஸ் மூவி வந்திருக்கு. அஃப்கோர்ஸ் நான் ஒத்துக்கிறேன், அந்த மூவி வந்ததுனால நான் அந்த மூவி அந்த அந்த இன்சிடென்ட் பத்தி, அந்த ஜெனோசைடு தான் அது, அந்த ஜெனோசைடு பத்தி நான் கொஞ்சம் ரிசர்ச் பண்ணி எனக்கு இப்ப பேசணும்னு தோணுது. ஏன்னா இப்பதான் திஸ் இஸ் த ரைட் டைம் டு டாக் அபவுட். நீ ஏன் அதை பத்தி பேச மாட்டேங்கிற? நீ ஏன் வந்து ஜாதி சண்டைகளை நீ ஐ மீன் லைக் அதிகம் எக்ஸாக்ட்லி. வாட் இஸ் ட்ரூத்? ட்ரூத் அது இல்லன்னு சொல்றீங்களா? அது நடந்திருக்குன்னா எக்ஸாக்ட்லி அது நடந்திருக்கு. அது அதை வந்து அவங்களால மறக்கவே முடியாது. இல்லப்பா அது நடக்கல, இது தப்பா சொல்றாங்கன்னு சொன்னீங்கன்னா வெரி ராங். அது நடக்கலையா? நடந்திருக்கு. நாங்க அது நடந்த விஷயத்தை பத்தி தான் நாங்க பேசுறோம். ஸோ அதுல வந்து காஷ்மீரி பண்டிட்ஸ் தான் பாதிக்கப்பட்டாங்க. அதுல இஸ்லாமிக் மிலிட்டன்ஸ், டெரரிஸ்ட். நாங்க எப்பவுமே வந்து ஒரு ஒரு முஸ்லீம்காரன் போய் பண்ணா நாங்க சொன்னதே இல்லை, யாருமே சொல்ல மாட்டாங்க. அப்படி சொல்றவங்க கண்டிப்பா வந்து தப்பான மெசேஜ் கொடுக்குறாங்க, இல்ல அப்படி சொல்றவங்க வந்து கண்டிப்பா ஒரு பிஹைண்ட் எஜெண்டா வச்சுதான் சொல்றாங்க. நேர்மையா கரெக்டா ஒரு மெசேஜ் கொடுக்கறவங்க கண்டிப்பா அதை வந்து இஸ்லாமிக் ஜிஹாதி டெரரிஸ்ட் அப்படிதான் சொல்லுவாங்க. மற்றபடி அவங்கள வந்து இவங்களாம் முஸ்லீம்காரன்னு சொல்ல மாட்டாங்க. அஃப்கோர்ஸ் அது அவங்க இஸ்லாமிய, அவங்க தே ஆர் ஃபாலோயிங் இஸ்லாம் ரிலிஜன். அதுக்காக வந்து எல்லாருமே ஃபாலோவர்ஸ் எல்லாம் வந்து தப்புன்னு நாங்க எப்பவுமே சொன்னதே கிடையாது. யார் தப்பு பண்றாங்களோ, எந்த பேரை வச்சு அவங்க தப்பு பண்றாங்களோ, தோஸ் பீப்புள் அதான் பேர் சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. நல்ல கேள்வி. ஒரு அல்காய்தாவை போய் அல்காய்தா தானே சொல்லுவீங்க? அவனை இப்போ வரைக்கும் பின்லாடன் இஸ்லாமிக் டெரரிஸ்ட்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. அவனை போய் வந்து வேற எந்த பேர் சொன்னதே இல்லையே. ஸோ எல்லாரும் உலகம் ஃபுல்லா சொல்லதான் நாங்களும் சொல்றோம். தே ஆர் இஸ்லாமிக் டெரரிஸ்ட் குரூப். அவங்க வந்து இந்த 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 தப்பான காரியம் செஞ்சிருக்காங்க. ஸோ தட் இஸ் த ட்ரூத். ட்ரூத் பத்தி பேசுறதுக்கு எப்பவுமே வந்து
ட்ரைனிங் எடுத்து இருக்காங்க. அது உண்மைதானே?
உண்மைதான். பாகிஸ்தான் ஃபண்ட் பண்ணி இருக்கு. ஐஎஸ்ஐ அவங்களுக்கு ஃபண்ட் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. சிஐஏ அவங்களுக்கு ஃபண்ட் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. எல்லா விஷயம் வெளில வந்திருக்கு. ஆனா அதை பத்தி பேசக்கூடாதுன்னு சொன்னீங்கன்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? இல்ல இது பேசுறதுக்கு முன்னாடி நான் அது பேசி இருக்கணும். அப்ப அது பேசிட்டு அந்த வாட் எவர் ரியார்ட்ஸ் பத்தி நீங்க உங்களுக்கு என்ன சொல்றீங்க, அந்த ரியார்ட்ஸ் பத்தி நாங்க பேசினா எல்லாம் நியாயம் ஆயிடுமா? கிடையாது. அதுவும் நான் தப்பு நாங்க ரைட்டுன்னு சொல்லல. இதுவும் நடந்தது, மக்களுக்கு தெரியும். இது வரைக்கும் இந்த விஷயத்த பத்தி யாருமே பேசினது இல்லையா? அப்ப ஏன் இந்த விஷயம் எடுக்கும்போது மட்டும் எல்லாரும் நீங்க ஏன் அது பேச மாட்டேங்கிறீங்க, ஏன் சொல்றீங்க? இது வரைக்கும் 32 வருஷங்க. ஒரு குடும்பம், 2 குடும்பம், 1 பேர், 2 பேர், 4 பேர், 10 பேர் கிடையாதுங்க. பல லட்சம் குடும்பங்கள் வந்து செதறி போயிட்டாங்க. இன்னும் வந்து எத்தனை குடும்பம் வந்து ஜம்முல வந்து கேம்ப்ஸ்ல இருக்காங்கன்னு உங்களுக்கு தெரியுமா? இன்னும் எத்தனை குடும்பங்கள் டெல்லியில, யூபியில, பஞ்சாப்ல இன்னும் வந்து அவங்க லைஃப்க்கு கஷ்டப்பட்டுட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஏன்னா அவங்க கிட்ட இருந்தது எல்லாமே போயிடுச்சு. எல்லாமே போயிடுச்சு. ஸோ இன்னும் அவங்க ஃபேமிலி வச்சுட்டு ஃபேமிலியோட கஷ்டப்பட்டு இருக்காங்க. அவங்களுக்கு தான் யாருங்க நியாயம் கொடுப்பாங்க? நாங்க பேசுறதுனால அவங்களுக்கு நியாயம் கிடைக்கும்னா நாங்க கண்டிப்பா பேசணும். நம்ம கவர்மெண்ட் கண்டிப்பா ஸ்டெப்ஸ் எடுக்கணும், எடுத்துட்டு இருக்காங்க. இந்த படம் வெளில வந்தது இட்ஸ் a பிக் ஸ்டெப் தான். இத பத்தி கூட நீங்க பேசக்கூடாது. நீங்க வந்து கரெக்டா ஹிஸ்டரி எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சுட்டு வாங்க. இதுல என்னங்க இன்னும் நாங்க ஹிஸ்டரி தெரியணும்? இது நடந்து இருக்கு இது. இன்னும் நாங்க என்ன ஹிஸ்டரிய பார்க்கணும், காஷ்மீர்ல எல்லாம் கரெக்ட்டா என்ன நடந்து நீங்க தெரிஞ்சுட்டு வாங்க. அப்ப ஃபுல்லா தெரிஞ்சுட்டு வந்து தான் நாங்க பேசுறோம். நான் இல்லன்னு சொல்லல. 99% நாங்க படிச்சுட்டு நாங்க 2 பேரும் பார்த்துட்டு தான் வந்து இங்க பேசுறோம் நாங்க. இல்ல நீங்க இன்னும் நீங்க தெரிஞ்சுட்டு வாங்க. இல்லாட்டி பேசாதீங்க. அப்ப என்ன அப்ப? அப்ப என்னதான் சொல்ல வரீங்க நீங்க? இந்த மாரி இஷ்யூஸ் பத்தி
ஃபர்ஸ்ட்டு
பேசவே கூடாதா?
அதுதான் நான் சொல்றேனே, ஃபர்ஸ்ட்டு நம்ம வந்து எப்பவுமே நம்ம பீப்பிள்காக நிக்கிறதுக்குள்ள ரொம்ப தயக்கம் காட்டுவோம். ஏன்னா நம்ம அப்படி பண்ணிட்டா எங்கடா நம்மள வந்து மதம் சாயம் பூசிருவாங்க. இட்ஸ் நத்திங் டூ வித் பாலிடிக்ஸ். திஸ் இஸ் பியூர்லி இட்ஸ் அ ப்ராப்ளம் இட்ஸ் அ ஜெனோசைட். ஓகே, அது
It
100%
was a
இட் இஸ் அ ஜெனோசைட்.
genocideங்க.
ஓகே,
It
அதுக்கு
was
நம்ம
a
நிக்காம
genocide.
கூட நின்னு பேசாம வந்து யாருங்க பேசுவாங்க? இன்னைக்கு அங்க நடந்தது எங்க வேணா நடந்திருக்கு. நிறைய இடத்துல நடந்திருக்கு. கேரளால எவ்வளவு ரிசர்ச் பண்ணிருக்காரு. கேரளால நடந்த விஷயங்கள்லாம், கன்வர்ஷன்ஸ் எல்லாம். சோ
இல்ல.
அத பத்தி பேசுறதுக்கு ஒரு ஒரு தனி டேவே வேணும்.
ஒரு டைரக்டர் அவ்வளோ ரிசர்ச் பண்ணி ஒரு படம் எடுத்து அத பல கோடி மக்கள் அதுக்கு ஆதரவு கொடுக்குறாங்க. அந்த படத்தை பத்தி அந்த இன்சிடென்ட் பத்தி நாங்க பேசினா நாங்க ரிசர்ச் பண்ணிட்டு வரணும்னு நீங்க சொல்றீங்க. See, this is what மக்களோட மைண்ட் செட். ஒருத்தன் வந்து ஃபுல்லா ரிசர்ச் பண்ணி ஒரு படத்தை நீங்க படத்தை பார்த்தா உங்களுக்கு தெரியும் என்ன டெப்த்ல அவர் வந்து இட்ஸ் நாட் போத் சைட்ஸ் காமிச்சிருக்காங்க. நான் சீரியஸா சொல்றேன்,
இல்ல, எனக்கு
ரொம்ப அழகா.
ஒரு டவுட். நம்ம இத இப்ப சொல்லும்போது எனக்கு இன்னொருத்தவங்க கூட ஒரு வீடியோ அனுப்பிச்சாங்க. they have sent a video of குஜராத் riots. நான் கேக்குறேன், when we are talking about this particular topic, why are you not supporting this topic? Why are you bringing the other topic here? நான் ஜெனரலா கேக்குறேன், இந்த டாபிக் பத்தி பேசும்போது ஏன் வந்து நீ சப்போர்ட் பண்ண மாட்டேங்கிற உன் மக்களுக்கு?
இல்ல
நீ
சப்போர்ட்
ஏன் வந்து
கரெக்டா கேட்டீங்க.
டைவர்ஷன் கொண்டு வர இங்க?
கரெக்டா கேட்டீங்க. ஏன் இந்த டாபிக் பேசும்போது நீங்க இன்னொரு டாபிக் ஏன் அந்த கேள்வி வருது? ஏன் நாங்க பேசுறது தப்பு இல்ல, நீங்க பேசுறது சுத்தமா ராங்னு சொல்லுங்க. ஃபைன், லெட்ஸ் ஆர்கியூ. ஆனா நீ ஏன் அதை பத்தி பேச மாட்டேங்கிற? நீ ஏன் எப்பயுமே வந்தது இல்லல்ல? எப்பயுமே வந்தது இல்ல. எஸ்எஸ்ஆர் பத்தி பேசும்போது எஸ்எஸ்ஆர் பத்தி தான் பேசுவோம். நீங்க ஏன் வந்து அஃப்கோர்ஸ் சில பேர் இருக்காங்க, என்கிட்ட கூட கேட்டிருக்காங்க, மித்ராஜி கூட கேட்டிருக்காங்க, ஏன் நீங்க பாலிவுட் பத்தி மட்டும் தான் பேசுறீங்க? அந்த கேள்வி உங்களுக்கு கேட்கறதுக்கு யாருக்குமே ரைட்ஸ் கிடையாது. அவ்வளவுதான் நான் பிராங்கா சொல்லுவேன். ஏன் அதை பத்தி பேசல? ஓகே மித்ராஜி, அதை பத்தி கூட நீங்க பேசினா இன்னும் நல்லா இருக்கும். அது வந்து இன்னொரு இட்ஸ் லைக் a different way of saying. பட் அகெயின் நோ, இந்த ஒரு டாபிக் ஸ்பெஷலி இந்த டாபிக் பத்தி பேசினா மட்டும் அந்த கேள்வி வரும். ஏன் நீங்க வந்து குஜராத் ரயாட்ஸ் பத்தி பேசல? ஏன் இனிமே ஆக்சுவலா இந்த காஷ்மீர் ஃபைல்ஸ் மாதிரி இன்னும் எக்கச்சக்கமா நடந்திருக்கு நம்ம ஊர்ல. வெளில வராதது எக்கச்சக்கமா விஷயம் நடந்திருக்கு.
கோவால
For
நடந்திருக்கு.
against எக்கச்சக்கமா அதை ஒண்ணுனா நாங்க பேச போறோம். ஒண்ணுனா பேச போறோம் நாங்க. அண்ட் டெஃபினட்டா நாங்க குஜராத் ரயாட்ஸ் பத்தி கூட நாங்க பேசுவோம். அப்ப வந்து சொல்லாதீங்க நீங்க ஏன் காஷ்மீர் ஃபைல்ஸ் பத்தி பேசலன்னு. இது இதுன்னு அப்படி பண்ணாம லைக் வாட் எவர் வி சே விட். ஹாய், நமஸ்தே
Hello
சசிஜி.
Shashi ji, namaste.
ஹலோ சசிஜி.
जय हिंद जय भारत.
Jai Hind,
ஜெய்
Jai
ஹிந்த், ஜெய் பாரத், ஜெய் சுஷாந்த் சசிஜி, ஜெய் சாய்ராம்.
After long
ஜெய்
time,
ஜெகநாத், நைஸ்
happy
டு
to
see
meet
you.
you.
Happy Holi.
Happy belated Holi to you too. Thank you.
It's been
Happy
really
Holi.
long time.
Yeah, it feels very long actually.
Very
But
long.
yes,
Yeah, exactly.
but yes, if I think I can understand a particular thing, because sometimes I see something is going on in Tamil, so then I'm not able to come live for much this one, so I choose to go and watch it later on. But yes,
Yeah,
today
that's
you are live, so I thought
totally nice to see you once again. It's been really long time. We were just talking about the movie. Actually, on Saturday, on holiday, we went to see the movie here in Copenhagen. So we wanted to tell about experience. You know how the movie was. It's not like completely telling the story, but how the movie was and how the director has
How we
made
felt.
yeah. So have you watched the movie, Shashiji?
No, I have not been to, simply because one is okay. I don't have the bandwidth these days. You know, everything coming back to normal. I'm having to work extra hours for my work, for my job. So that's one thing. Secondly, somewhere I'm not able to bring myself to think of watching a movie, let it be Kashmir Files or whatever. For what
Okay,
means you
that's a
know,
pretty strong
yeah,
decision, I would say. Yeah. Because after almost 2.5 year, we saw a Hindi movie. Me and
yeah,
Mitraji both.
Yeah, I think most of the SSRN, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So I totally respect the decision, but yeah, means the reason why I chose one is okay because more often than not, yeah, we've been let down by Bollywood people in the past also. So I want to just play safe in terms of okay whether we can trust whoever are the makers and all that. Because
Yeah.
tomorrow, means today's Kashmir Files is such a huge hit. Tomorrow, West Bengal Files will also might come, and it might come from the production houses, which we don't want to encourage at all. So
Okay.
something like that should not happen. So that is the reason why. But yeah, means I totally respect your decision not. Means to watch this because obviously truth also has to be experienced in a way. So
Exactly.
that is the thing. So yeah, and Kashmir Files. Yeah, means I had known this fact actually much before itself. So maybe 20, 25 years back only I had got to know. So lot many things I could remember from those days. So that is why I thought let me not. Make myself go through that pain. Because we do know what happened in that genocide and why so many Hindus had to come out of Kashmir. And then periodical, I used to keep reading news articles or watching YouTube and blah, blah. So those kinds of things used to keep refreshing my memories about Kashmir. So yeah, and I had quite a few friends from Kashmir also, right from my
Oh,
college days. So yeah, so not that okay they had undergone any painful experiences as such in those days, but yes, so that's something which means which I had that knowledge about. I would say I had about 30 to 40% knowledge of what actually happened
mm,
in Kashmir. So yeah,
mm,
and that too from people who were there in those places only. So that way I could relate to whatever is being said these days after people have watched. So I knew about Yasin Malik and then Bitta Karate. Honestly, I had not heard about him. And then of course
mm.
Farooq Abdullah, Sheikh Abdullah, all of those people, yeah, we did know. And then Jagmohan also, he was a governor, right? So yeah, though no, I don't blame him for whatever has happened. But yes, I do think that okay, something fishy was happening because of the CM of Jammu and Kashmir in those days. So why did he have to
Yeah.
resign? All that. So those kinds of queries. But yes, uh, so yeah, so that was these are a few of the reasons why I thought okay, let me not go and watch it. And there are
Mm.
some personal reasons also for my own. Means there are some personal commitments which I have to fulfill, so I don't want to focus. Means allow my
True.
focus to be diverted. So that kind of a thing. So all
But
said and done,
that's
the bottom line is I could not watch it.
Yeah. No, but that's a very okay. Once let's welcome Namaste Saumilji. Namaste. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming.
Hello,
Yes,
Swamiji.
hello, namaste. Hello, Shachiji.
Hi.
After a
Yeah,
long
I
time,
saw.
Saumilji, you're also joining us.
Yes.
Nice
I
to
just
see you,
saw that
Saumil,
movie
after a
too.
long time. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he
yeah.
doesn't have his battery is dying. Yeah, go ahead, Saumil.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
I saw the movie just 2 3 days before, and I was actually seeing the anger of the people. Like one of my friends, he had been to the same, theater on the same day, different timing, and he said that there were women who had come to watch the movie, and they were actually throwing slippers on, the screen when when they saw this brutal killings of the people. And even they were expressing their anger in the break time, like what happened to the pandits, and we were not even aware of it. And
Exactly.
the similar incidences have happened in many other parts of the country also. The another big example is the Goa Holocaust.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
Actually,
and
Shashiji, I think you might have, I don't know, anybody in Capital TV. I mean, like that's a channel. Sometimes I used, not
Not
sometimes,
much.
many times, and they started a whole playlist of
Yes,
all the
Akar Srivastava.
files.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's pretty
Yeah.
good. I mean, like to be honest, I mean, when I saw, I mean, like okay, if somebody's bringing out all these files, so let people know what exactly has happened. Also, again, we are not saying that if we don't talk about the other genocides or other dangas, what happened, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't talk about these.
Yeah, means I feel very sad. Yeah, that okay, means yeah, we being main majority in our own country, we are being targeted like this. But sometimes I also wonder, see, means ultimately, whoever are the common people who have been made to sacrifice their lives in this way and all that. I mean, ultimately, I don't think ordinary common people like us want this to happen. It's only happening because of the means just a few at the top who are want to have either more power, either because of vote politics or whatever. And I sometimes I think that okay, maybe in other nations also the same problem could be happening. So yeah, we don't know what is going on there. At least in India, we are being made aware, so that is a good sign. So I hope at least the common man, yeah, if he gets to know of his power, thanks to this awareness that he's there, at least he will vote for the right people in the future. So
True.
maybe this, yeah, this because yeah, whatever happened in the past, I don't think we can change any of that. But at least the culprit should be punished for sure, no, by in a legal way, whatever way is possible. And then yeah, at least the common man should know that okay, see, this is something which he can change in the future. At least he doesn't have to undergo all of this. But yeah, these are the ways by which this can be changed. So that is a power which now I become a I would say I become 100% fan of Modi government also because they are encouraging this. It's not
Yeah,
that okay they're trying to suppress this, right? So that is
exactly.
why so they're not talking for the movie as such, but they're talking for the truth. So
For
Modi
the
ji
truth.
gave the statement. Yeah, so that is something which yeah we should all appreciate, and at least we have the power in our hands now. He is empowering us that this is the way we have to go about. Knowing the truth is the first step, and then what should we do with that information is something which we'll have to take forward actually. So maybe a lot many reforms can be brought faster into the judicial system and all that, just so that see today means we are talking about West Bengal also going the Kashmir way, right?
Yeah.
How do we stop that? So how do we stop that is a very big question now, because we don't want Hindus to be driven out of West Bengal also by whoever have come from Bangladesh like Rohingyas and all that. And so how do we stop that from happening? How do we stop the genocide? Once a TMC leader was killed in West Bengal and 10 houses were burnt
Well
and
burnt.
10 people were killed. So all of these things are going on in West Bengal today. So it should not be another Kashmir for sure. And this, I'm pretty sure West Bengal will not be the last state in India which will undergo that same pain which Kashmir is went through.
Yeah.
So it might be Kerala later. We don't know. So we should have some kind of a way to prevent all these crimes. Otherwise, yeah, what is the point in same thing being repeated in other states also? So that is what I would think we should empower ourselves and then see what more is to be done. Because yeah, obviously that awareness should help us in maybe getting into a better India also.
True, Shashiji. Saumenji, you
Namaste,
wanted to
Sandeep.
say something? No, I
Sir,
think it's
I think this is the main issue is the secularism that we have. Like we have
Yes.
been so lenient with these people that we kept on becoming the victims of so many people that they came and kept on destroying us. And even today, like when I saw the movie and I spoke about it to my family members, like they were reluctant to see the movie because they think that it's a BJP propaganda or something like that.
yeah,
And
yeah,
even today, they whenever I speak to them about this issue, in fact, in the state of Maharashtra itself, and especially in the lockdown, I have seen the cases of love jihad has risen like anything. And even today, like even my family members, they speak to me like, we are living in unity, and why do they want to make such movie to destroy the unity of the people? I said it has nothing to do with the unity. And when it comes to religion, they will not spare you as well. Don't just think that you're living peacefully with them, so they are not going to do anything, because we are not teaching our children what we are supposed to. And even today in my city in Mumbai, in especially like in certain areas, these people, they have a very strong hold, as if they own that area. And we Hindus, we don't even dare to step into those areas, because every now and then there is some or the other fight in those areas. So that is why it is like it's like there are mini Kashmirs everywhere. It's just that we are not aware and we are not making our children aware of this issue. Now the like if I have to give an example, I think last year or something, there was a issue in our friend circle also, that there was one girl who was cheated into this love jihad trap, and she was even 1.5 months pregnant, and the boy was refusing to take the responsibility. The girl was even ready to get converted to that religion, but when she was expecting, this boy was nowhere. I'm speaking out openly because there are many girls who are trapped like that,
Yeah.
and then they are forced to leave their families and get converted. This is happening mostly in the parts of Konkan. Like I hear from my family members that this love jihad cases are increasing in the Konkan areas. I've never been there, but my friends and family who live there, they keep saying this, and this is happening very fast.
And that's exactly one thing what you also said, Somelji. It's like, I don't know why we are always little bit reluctant to acknowledge that this thing has happened and this thing is happening, and every time this becomes very sensitive when we start talking about this one. Rest every issue is okay with us, but when the time when we start talking about this one, or we start speaking about, okay, this thing has happened in these places and we should start doing something about that, all of a sudden everyone becomes very sensitive on that topic. No, you should not talk about that, or no, you should not, I mean,
Yeah,
like, as
exactly.
as
Either
as
they think that
Saumilji said.
we are propagating for BJP, or at as like Saumil said. Second thing, why are you bringing a religious problem? This is what, like, they are making our mouth shut. They don't want to talk the reality, what had happened to the people.
Yeah, my take on that is that yes, means I think this awareness is really helping us, and means I think means I have not seen this problem personally, like how maybe Soumil sir has said. So maybe I still don't know how to react as such on that. But yeah, maybe the moment I come across that problem in my own personal life, then I might know, okay, what is to be done. At least I will have that knowledge with me, which will kind of help me in taking the right decision. Okay, that is one way of putting it as such. But yes, yeah, that awareness has to be certainly there. Otherwise, yeah, we won't even know that, okay, we are being led into it.
Actually, I mean, like, as I honestly, I mean, like, after watching that movie, or not after watching, but after knowing about this incident. To be honest, I started to read about Kashmir Files only. I didn't knew that one before, Shashiji. I mean, like, I felt, I always curse myself. How could this happen? Because I was telling in one of our shows, even to Mitraji. I mean, like, when I was a kid, I still used to remember that in our books they used to say, like, Kashmir is the Taj of India and Kashmir is the heaven of whole world. It is the crown of India. It's a jewel of India. That was, and then all of a sudden this thing happened, and yes, Mitraji.
Vijayji, no, nothing, no, don't, we should not curse ourselves, definitely not, because this is not our mistake, okay? This is like the false propaganda of some political people, and false propaganda of media. I mean, they have
Yeah,
wrongly given the information to the people. We innocent people, we are blindly believing on the magazines and news channels, and the books. Okay, we read the history through the books only, so it's
true.
nothing to curse ourselves. We should not, we should never, because it's not our mistakes. But I mean, now fortunately, like, we are waking up and we are knowing the truth. There are some good people who are bringing the facts in front of the people.
True.
It's we have to support. So that's
Yeah.
just
No, actually, what I
sorry to
wanted to
interrupt.
say. No, that's fine. But what I want to say was, like, we feel so
Yeah, we feel bad.
lucky. No.
Yeah,
One
that
thing
time.
is bad
Yeah.
but we feel so lucky that we were not in that situation. I mean, the people who went through that situation, the people
Yeah.
who had to go through that torture, that trauma, I mean, leaving everything and living just like overnight, and you have to run and being raped, or all those tortures. I mean, if just by listening to those things, you feel your inner soul starts to cry. And just imagine that some people have experienced that one, and still that story. I mean, like, people. I mean, especially the sad part was, like, people didn't knew what happened with
Yeah.
Kashmiri Pandit. And they thought like it's nothing. I mean, in the movie Shashiji, they have showed both the sides, like how the generation is not believing what is happening or what has happened, how the party, other people are trying to cover up or trying to make a different like, okay, this is how they are trying to make that propaganda, like this is what Kashmir has always been a separate state and we have to do. And so how the young generation, they have no idea and they just easily go with that flow, and then how you should come back. That was the most I was, every scene I was felt like, okay, if I was in that place, I would have really that lady would have really brainwashed me, without any knowledge. If I go and sit and if I talk with that lady, I will say, yeah, Kashmir, Azad Kashmir. I will start shouting Azad Kashmir, and then you take the movie in another direction where the guy starts to really like get to know what happened, and then he comes back to his, not comes back, then he does it. So every part they have showed. It's that was really nice. That was really nice. I mean, like everyone has really did a good job in that movie. Honestly. But the point was like, it's really hard. It's really hard
True,
to
true.
be in
Yes,
that
yes.
position. To be in that position.
I think that is also one reason why they have made it a adult movie, so that the young generation should not watch this movie. Under 18 people cannot watch this movie and they should not know the truth. That is why they have made it an adult movie here.
Yeah.
Though there is no such adult content in the movie.
Yeah, so I think maybe fair enough. If the government thinks only those above 18 should watch it, so that's their decision. So coming to the dark aspect as such, VJGC means I've been fortunate enough to be born in a house where my father used to have very strong political opinions. He was not a politician and all that. He was a common man, just like all of us, and he used to go for a regular 9 to 5 job. And but yeah, this was the time of 80s in when the Bofos and all that was going full swing actually. So daily he would come and update us, okay, that this is something which, either Rajiv Gandhi or anybody from the Congress, Kotrachi, and so many things. Where he was talking to us. I used to be in my teens those days, so I would try and understand what is going on, because for me politics was like, yeah, maybe it's all clean. And before that, because till the time Indira Gandhi passed away, I never knew of whatever controversies. Then he slowly started filling us in on the emergency days from 75 to 77, whatever happened. And then all the dark aspects of politics came to my this one. And that was when, after that only, I think in 1987, Bofors happened, and 1990, this Kashmir thing happened. So that time, I remember VP Singh government was in power at the center, and in Kashmir, Farooq Abdullah was the CM. So Congress party as such. But yeah, I mean, so those things also used to keep us constantly updated, because those days there was no kind of fake media. Whatever was there was being reported as such. Yeah, though for Bofors, Doordarshan never ever reported anything. Anything.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that was one thing my father was very, very frustrated about. And he was in those days, Indian Express, I think, was a newspaper that we were subscribing to. And Arun Shourie used to write on that in those days. Today, I think he's a leftist as such, but those days, his articles, his editorials used to, be really very, hitting the target, I would say. That is the way he used to write the articles those days. So these dark aspects came into picture by that time, and when Kashmir came, I had grown a little older also, and I had started understanding that, okay, what is totally right? Why should the government not do this? Why should it not do that, and all that? So that way, I was knowledgeable. So that is, and then afterwards, I had college mates who were from Kashmir also, who used to give maybe very brief insights as such, but not to the extent, because most of them had shifted to Jammu that time, and they used to say Jammu is quite peaceful and this and that. So the place where I stay was very far away from Jammu and Kashmir. So that way, they were saying, not talking about in these terms like how it has been talked today. But today, of course, it is the age of information. So that is why we get to have access to so much more information than we can get it from them firsthand. So whatever they were saying at that point of time, today I can able to connect the dots and see why it was really so bad for all of these victims who had to face whatever they had to. Why did the Kashmiri Hindus have to leave the place? And coincidentally, I mean, some of these pandits, as they are called, yeah, they were actually from a place which was very near to my native place also. So that way, yeah, I do get some information from my family circle also that okay, this is what had happened, but yeah, after they went there, we don't know what happened and that kind of a thing. So that way, yeah, I used to get information. So whatever means, maybe if I watch the movie, one thing will be there that okay, if I reinforce whatever I already know. But yeah, I still believe that okay, maybe there's this delta which could add to my knowledge. But yes, as I said, I don't want just for the delta. I don't want to give up on whatever I have stood for till I see. Maybe if it's coming from UP Film City sometime in the future, yes, I will certainly watch such movies. But
yeah,
not
pretty
Yeah,
nicely said.
you're
If it
very
comes from the
clear
Noida
about.
film, no
Yeah, you're
doubt.
very clear
True,
about your point, and really
true.
hats off to you. I
Yeah.
like your opinion. Respect your opinion, Shashiji.
So,
thank you, but yes. But yeah, I do condemn whatever happened in Kashmir, and I means from what I think I know the truth in one way or the other. So yes, and I really stand with those people. Let it be Hindus or Muslims, because I think even Muslims were targeted by whoever. It could be somebody from the political parties also, whoever. But I think maybe there are some people who genuinely wanted to help the Hindus because see, ultimately today, if some of our Muslim friends are in trouble for whatever reasons, our leaning will be that okay, we should go and help them in whatever way we can.
exactly.
So the same thing might also be with our Muslim friends also. So common man doesn't want to bring in religion in their friendship. So they will say, yeah, you go to temple, we'll go to mosque. We won't force you to marry somebody from our family, or we will also not request that, yeah, you accept a girl from our family. So that kind of a thing won't happen because they know that this will only harm the friendship or whatever that we have. So that's why, but the political parties don't think like that. They only look at the vote bank and all that.
Yeah.
So, which is unfortunate.
Only
Here,
if, Sanjay sir, namaste,
Namaste,
Jai Hind,
Sanjay sir. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Jai Sushant, Jai
Jai
Jagannath, Sanjay
Sushant, Jai
sir.
Jagannath.
Namaste, Sanjay sir, the king of.
Information.
Sanjay
Nice
sir,
pick. No,
giving surprise.
I was
How should
about
I
to say,
censor it?
yeah, I was just about to say, only if government was in our favor, only if the government played well or government supported these people, not these people, government supported our Kashmiri Pandits and Hindus, then this much of suffering would have been reduced because people will always try to harm other people, right? People will always try that one no matter what. They get some money, they always have some reason to become a criminal or to do bad things. So only if the person who has the role to protect the people, to serve the people, the cops, the government, if they were in favor of people, then definitely these kind of elements and these kind of things would never have happened to this much of this much degree. I saw a
True.
video like a old guy. After watching the movie in the theater only, I think he starts to speak like he was working in CRPF in Delhi in an emergency control room, and he used
Right.
to get calls. He used to get calls. Every
Mhm.
call he used to get more or less, but government didn't do anything.
Oh, yes. You're talking about that. He's addressing a number of people in a huge room. That's the one, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's a movie theater only, I think, Shashiji. That's a movie theater. After watching,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
like everybody was filming him, and he said his name and everything. And the thing
Yeah,
is, like,
I watched
only
it
if
with him.
government was supporting, if they said like, okay, fine, don't worry, we will send the whole. I mean, an IAF squadron leader was murdered in the road, and government did nothing. Shouldn't
Yeah,
they
you're
just
talking.
send a whole force and wipe out everyone from that place? I mean, like whoever is going with gun or saying this thing, just wipe out. How could they kill a squadron along with four other people and IAF? So what's the value of a military officer or a military? I mean, like every life has a value. I'm not saying he's big, he's small, but still, this person is serving our country. So he
You're
has a
talking
little bit
about that bus stop.
Ravi Sharma. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Yasin Malik is the one who's
Yes,
killed
he
him. Yeah. So
admitted in an interview also that he is responsible, and afterwards we are treating him like a leader, calling him in Aaj Ki Adalat show, calling him in NDTV show, and now afterwards
yeah.
He became a Gandhiwadi, and he's talking about non-violence and all those things, and people are sitting and listening to him. NDTV is making a show on with him and asking him what are his views. He came to Aaj Ki Adalat show with Rajat
Aapki
Bhatia.
Adalat, Aapki Adalat.
Aapki
Yeah,
Adalat, I'm
Rajat
sorry, yeah,
Sharma.
Aapki Adalat,
Yeah,
yeah.
Rajesh
Good or
Sharma.
bad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I mean, see, Miss, I was curious to see why he had been invited, and even after I watched that video, I was very happy because Rajesh Sharma did ask him quite a few tough questions
Yeah.
about
I know.
Hafiz
Aba,
Saeed. Yeah, what were you doing with him? And it's as if two long
true.
lost brothers are in the same frame. And he literally means kind of ripped him apart as such. But ultimately, the judge, somehow means he did not pronounce him guilty for whatever reasons I don't know. But he didn't call him not guilty. Also, he just said, yeah, you will have to go and so give us some box of sweets to PM Modi, something like that. He said, and he ended the show that way. But yes, a lot of tough questions were asked of Yasin Malik, even by the audience actually. So some of them even asked him, okay, when Pakistan itself is begging for its existence from China and US, how do you think you going there will help you? So then, yeah, he became angry, but yeah, he kind of clarified that okay, see, I didn't went there to beg for arms from Pakistan and all that. This is what we are trying to do, liberation of Kashmir and this and that and all that. He went into it totally. Bitta Karate, he didn't even talk about him, though Rajesh Sharma asked about Bitta Karate. So he was dodging a lot of questions that way also. So yeah, so that was one thing. And just before that, I also happened to see an interview between our own Arnab and Yasin Malik. And it was in fully in English. And Yasin Malik was, he was not even throughout the interview. He could not even smile. He was questioning Arnab only. Oh, you would have seen that, right? Yeah, such. So yeah, so a lot of times he has been this one, and now I hear the Patiala court has let's say maybe filed a suit against him only. So we don't know. Maybe justice will be served is what we can think of, because Bittakarata is one more, and there are a lot many more like that.
They both are in Tihar jail, but not for these killings. NIA has arrested them, both of these people, for money laundering and other terror funding activities. So yes, they are both but again the point is like, after doing all these things, after admitting everything on on every channel more or less, they became leaders. They became like social figures, I mean, and government helped them. And Yasin Malik had I don't know if you saw, Manmohan ji, I don't know what to say. He invited
Yeah.
Yasin Malik, and he is giving something to him, like, there you go. Just imagine the mind of Kashmiri Pandits, whom he has killed, whose family members he has killed. I mean, you should see one interview on NDTV. Actually, it's not an interview, but one guy is like taking out his whole anger on Yasin Malik. You shouldn't be sitting here. You shouldn't be talking about non-violence. You have no rights to do this one. You have been killing people, so don't talk about. So he's like bursting out on him.
NDTV, okay, that's very.
Yeah. Actually, it's surprising. NDTV did a sting operation in 2017 on this Hurayat leaders. NDTV did a sting operation where they clearly busted the Hawala case, and how these Hurayat leaders are getting money from ISIS and CIA, and how they are spreading, and what they are doing bad things, like major things, in Kashmir, just to create that panic situation. It's openly he admits, this guy, I forgot his name, and he includes Jelani's name, he includes Bitta Karate's name, he includes Yasin Malik's name, everyone's name. So it's like, you get a big lot, and then you spread the share, like how often do you get money? Do you get quarterly? Do you get like in 6 months? So he's just openly saying everything, even after all that thing.
No, that is a way. See, they were talking about that gun culture and all that, right? So they admit that, okay, yes, we started off with violence, and you would have seen that old Bitta Karate interview also, where he said
Oh
that, okay, I
yes,
would have
yes, yeah.
the 20 plus Kashmiri Pandits he has killed, and that all of that he has admitted actually. And I have also seen one more interview of his, which was, I think, came around 2006 also, where he says, no, I have not killed anybody.
No, yeah, exactly. In that one, you can see he is like well dressed and everything. You know, he's kind of a millionaire in Kashmir. This guy comes out in 2000, 2003 or something like that. He comes out because they
2006,
didn't fight
16 years later, is what he was saying, and that is what. And he got married to a government official,
to a
if
government
I'm not.
official. Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
And yeah, he obviously he has some property worth crores together, even in Kashmir and maybe Delhi also. Same with Yasin Malik also. So no wonder, yes, now yeah, even MMS called him to his own, yeah, when he was the prime
Clearly,
minister
yeah.
immediately.
Clearly, they are like funded from who we know funded from who and why they have been funded and what they have been using with that fund for, and
Hmm.
afterwards how they were like more given all this money. But what
Hmm.
about the people who suffered? What about yeah? It's
That's
that's the
the
hard
most
part because
unfortunate. That's the most unfortunate bit. Yeah, those who were tortured like anything. Yeah, if they have passed away, means I don't even know what to say, because obviously they cannot get yeah, to see what is happening to the ones who
no
targeted. So that is the worst bit actually, I would say.
family members killing, raped, murdered, butchered, every sort of incident what you can imagine have been done with 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 pundits. And then you watch like this guy is becoming a leader, prime minister is calling him to like, hey, there you go, you have did a very good job, in the past, so we are really happy from your service, and there you go.
And
that
this
is
was in
that is really
2007, if
hurting.
I'm not wrong. This was in
Yeah,
2007, if I'm not. And 2008, we had the Mumbai blast happening. So you can imagine how much, yeah, means how much the PM would have felt for those victims as such.
yeah, exactly,
So,
exactly.
which is what was seconded by even Obama in his autobiography. He was saying that, okay, means he did ask why didn't MMS choose to attack Pakistan on that 26/11.
On
Yeah, the
26/11.
response that the response that MMS gave was, okay, that's because, yeah, we didn't want the Muslims of India to feel bad that, okay, we are targeting them. That was
Oh
the
my
response.
god.
Yeah, it has
Oh
come in
my
capital
god.
TV only. It has come in capital TV only.
Oh my
So,
god.
oh my, so say as if Indian Muslims don't feel for their own, yeah, homes, means whoever they are living next to and all that, they will feel for bad for Pakistan or what? See, this is all. These are the misconceptions which have been created by the leaders only. This is what I was referring to, because yeah, common
It's
man will never ever want to do that for any of his other peers or whoever as such. So be it Hindu or Christian or Sikh, whichever, they don't do unless they are like somebody is coming and then forcing them or instigating them to do whatever crimes. They will by themselves will never ever try to do such acts.
I mean, just imagine again. That's what the government, Shashiji. What I was also pointing to, that was the government. I mean, like, yeah. Is
Our
if
own Home Minister
our
Shivraj
own
Patil.
exactly,
um,
exactly,
all we got
and
to hear from him was, I condemn this act, I condemn that act. That's the only thing
yeah.
that he was saying again and again. Because it was not happening only in Mumbai, several other places also it had happened just before that time.
I don't know if you
2000.
have seen this one, Shashi, the High Commander of Congress. She is a member of an NGO uh,
Okay.
NGO organization, and one of the goal for the NGO organization is free Kashmir.
Oh God.
Actually,
From
if
whom?
you see in Indira Gandhi, I'm sorry, Sonia
No, no,
Gandhi. So
from whom? Free Kashmir from whom?
yeah, free Kashmir from whom? Yeah, actually, there's in a Twitter handle, I guess Vijay Patil. There's a guy, there's a person. He has written, he has like shown connected so many dots. Even
Hmm.
like John Soros. Everyone is coming in connection with, because that NGO, the sponsor for that NGO is John Soros organization.
God.
The link,
And
it's really, I mean, like, wow, how many players are coming in this one? Just it was boggling.
Mm.
An NGO in which Sonia Gandhi is like member, whose motto or goal is Free Kashmir, and that NGO is being sponsored by an organization which is opened by John Soros, or which is run by John Soros.
No, actually, see, means Article 370 was supposed to have kind of made Kashmir as a independent kind of a state only. It was a special state,
Yeah.
right, where it could have its own laws and all that. So, what more freedom was required? So, yeah, they were getting the best of both the worlds actually. But yes, because of their own, I don't know whether over ambitious or whatever, they lost it. It was abrogated, right? So that was the reason why they are now feeling the pinch. All of
I mean,
this rumor of the
it was it was played, Shashiji. It was clearly played by these people. Okay, they saw something. Okay, let's put some more fire, or some more oil in the fire. And how can that's exactly what these Western countries are doing. That's exactly what these Western countries. If you see in Ukraine also now,
yeah.
it's clearly like, okay, let's put some more oil in this fight. Like, how can you do it? Okay, who is the affected one? Okay, supply him guns. Okay, give him more money, feed him money, and let him go and fight with these guys, with Russia. I mean, like, it's not completely the same way, but that's what they did with Taliban when Russia was trying to occupy Afghanistan. Taliban, okay, you're fighting, there you go, I'll start feeding you, then go and fight.
Yeah, that's see, means this is what I remember every time I see all of this unfortunate situation where the US also has some kind of a stake. So I remember that movie called JFK where there's one dialogue which says that okay, war is the biggest business for America. So it will
Oh
always
yeah.
want see, one country or the other to be in war, and they will usually supply arms so that that business keeps thriving as such. So be it Iraq or whatever. So they will always have a hand in that. And Vietnam also is the same situation with Ukraine and Russia now.
Every single war, what you said, going around the world, if you see, Shashiji, it's about, as you said, weapons.
Yeah, yeah. But what Putin is doing is he's attacking it digitally. Yeah. What Putin is doing is attaching US digitally. He has banned McDonald's. He has banned Insta and many other apps from US. So that is like, I think his aim is very clear that I want to bring back USSR back on the map of this globe, and then becoming another superpower means, or maybe the only superpower or what I don't know. But yes, in a way he wants to do that. So that because Ukraine, I think it was here only that we were discussing it. It's very very resourceful actually, natural resources and so many other. So all those advantages he does want to. It is like say Bihar is very rich in natural resources. It's only how they tap that natural resources to bring. So we obviously don't want to give up on Bihar just because of that. Same thing is the case with Russia and Ukraine also. And that's where I think it will maybe end up. Let's see how things go, because UN has now become totally useless, and NATO has shown that it doesn't. Yeah.
From the beginning, it was just playing like the flute, Okay, please stop the war. Can you please do this? They could step up and they could say no, but they never wanted to stop it, or they never wanted to like push the pedal and say, okay, now let's take him by force. No. If you think it's really wrong, then take him by force. No, we can't do that one. Of course, I mean, the lives will be lost. There will be a lot of destruction, and people will lose, I mean, in big quantity, and it could turn up very disaster way. I mean, everyone thinks about the consequences of their move, right? So no doubt about that one. But still, there's a right way and a wrong way.
Oh yes, obviously. So I remember that there was some funny video going around in, I think, WhatsApp, where the thief is showing entering a house, and then suddenly behind him only the police will also come and say. So the thief will continue to pick whatever he wants from the house, and the police is closely following him and saying, no, you cannot do that. And this is there in this rule book, he's reading from some rule book, but he's not stopping the thief from picking up
No.
whatever he wants to.
Exactly.
And once the thief steps out of the house, the police officer will say, okay, come with me. And then he will take him to some place where there are a lot of policemen, and there are some thieves also who are all apparently part of some union, something like that. So this is what UN is doing. It is only reading out the rules to whoever it is there, but it is not doing anything to stop them from doing whatever they want to. So that's the kind of situation UN is in right now.
I mean, until now, until today, why didn't NATO or European Union give membership to Ukraine? If you really feel so bad, I mean, it's a humanitarian crisis. They say this Putin is doing, it's killing the humanity. Oh yeah, he's really killing. Let's open the doors. Let's bring all people to. Let's take all the people and let's help us. Give him the EU membership so that we can give all the funds to rebuild Ukraine. Let's give him the NATO membership so that at least Russia will think, okay, now he has a NATO membership. Maybe he will slow down his opposition or something like that. No.
It's exactly the same reason why Russia also didn't want Ukraine to become a NATO member. Because they could have never attacked Ukraine, and they could have never made it part of its own whatever. So state
at least Russia is like openly saying, okay, I don't want to be a member, but these people are saying, oh, I want you to be a
Vijay
right.
ji,
I mean, from the
you're
yes.
breaking.
Oh
yeah.
No, what I was trying to say was
you're breaking completely.
We
couldn't hear anything.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought it was in my internet.
No. It was from sorry, Vijay ji.
I think we both are sharing one internet only. But can you hear me now?
I think now okay. Now okay.
Yeah. Please go on, Vijay ji. If at all we can't, we will surely let you know.
No. I mean, like what I was saying is like this NATO and European Union, they could really stretch their hands and help Ukraine people and Ukraine government. I mean, Zelensky from day one, he's saying, okay, give me your membership of NATO, give me a membership of EU, so that like I get something, I get something for my country. And he was believing like these people are really trying to help him. But no, even Poland wanted to help. Poland wanted to help Ukraine by giving all their this fighter planes, F-19s. Poland said they had around 28 F-19s which they wanted to give to Ukraine for the war. But the thing is, like, they wanted to go through US again, go through NATO, So they had a big discussion going on. Oh, yes, we can do it. Yes, we want to help Ukraine. So it's a good idea. Yes, let's talk about it. And they kept talking and this and that. And then finally they said, no, sorry, we cannot give it. And the funny thing what they said, because we have some logistical issues of sending the fighter planes from Poland to Ukraine, and both are like nearby countries.
God, this is like saying the Indian Muslims will feel bad about Pakistan.
Exactly. This is the face what these NATO people and UN people and all these Western countries are trying to do with Ukraine. I mean, like, I see, I don't blame Ukraine. I don't blame Zelensky. Yes, we have to fight for our freedom. We have to fight for our integrity. But sometimes you have to choose your battle, I would say.
Yeah.
Learn from past.
In a way, I think, I don't know, because I don't think I'm close enough to say who is right and who is wrong and all that. But whatever is happening is wrong. A lot of civilians have lost their lives. So which obviously should be avoided at all costs, right? So what harm did they do? They obviously didn't decide that, okay, Ukraine will be separate.
Exactly.
So that is a hard part of it. Same like how Kashmir happened, right? So you see, none of them had a say in whether Article 370 should be there or not and all that. So, but ultimately they only suffered because of these so-called leaders, whoever who wanted things to be happening in whatever way. So, but yes, this in Mahabharata, Yudhishthir says there's enough gold in the earth to satisfy every man's need, but not his greed. That is what
Not
is
one
said.
person's greed. Exactly.
Yeah, because if one person wants to have the entire gold under the earth, what can we do? And if that person happens to have the power also, he will do everything that he can.
He will do
But yeah,
whatever he. Yeah.
that is where I think it's also this democracy and all that. I really don't know where is it working in terms of a large majority of them deciding to see, because see, from a government perspective, they are here only to govern. They are not here to rule us actually. They're here to govern, okay, because yeah, not everybody can go and become a deciding factor in a state or a country or whichever area. So that is why we have MLCs, MLAs, MPs, and ministers and all that. But if the ministers start to rule, become rulers of our ordinary people, then that is where it all goes wrong. So that mindset has to surely shift. It has to be the inverted pyramid, as we call it, right? Where the people are at the top and the ones who are governing should be at the bottom. So that is when truly democracy will be there. But I don't know which country has that, unless the country or state, like means in Yogi Adityanath, I see that happening, because I think he places people at the top of him, and he thinks of himself at the bottom of the pyramid, and he will do whatever is good for the entire population of UP. Which is what that is what the magic of spiritualism comes in between here, because they are truly here to serve the people rather than rule the people.
Rule the people.
Yeah, so that is where I think all of the differences will be there. So yeah, that's how Kashmir. We are unfortunate, very very unfortunate. But yeah, I sincerely hope there's no second Kashmir in India. That was the last one. Though we do hear about incidents, yeah. Though we do hear about incidents in West Bengal or Kerala or wherever. So it should not be repeated. It's too painful actually.
It's really.
Yeah.
Sanjay sir is asking
Sanjay
what
sir is
what should
asking,
we
yeah, it's because Sashi sir is on the live.
Oh,
Sashi
yes.
ji, do you like to suggest any topic for all of us?
Actually, Sanjay sir mentioned once when Shashiji was also there about moon landing, if you remember Shashiji.
Yes, the moon conspiracy, please,
The
Sanjay
moon
sir.
conspiracy, yeah. And there was one more thing which Sanjay sir said along with moon conspiracy. I don't know which one was that, but this moon
CIA.
landing and
CIA.
that was CIA, I
Mm.
think CIA or something.
Yeah.
What do you think, Sanjay sir? Should we talk about that, or do you have anything else?
But he will have some other plan also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
The moon
Vidyadesh?
landing is moon conspiracy is one, and if at all we can get to hear of Watergate scandal, Sanjay sir. Means I am pretty sure you are interested in that also, because
Yeah.
the same placenta is common to both the episodes. So he
True.
was the one who received the 3 astronauts once they supposedly came back from moon, and he was also involved in the Watergate scandal. So I think if you can combine the two, yeah, nothing like
Yes.
it.
He said moon landing we can do.
I think Sanjay sir was online, but he couldn't speak. He had some
Yeah,
issues
yeah.
with the
He
mic,
couldn't.
right?
He had some
Yeah.
issues in
Yeah.
connections.
Yeah.
So yes,
Super.
Modiklama.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
sure,
wrap
sure.
it up. Let's
Shashiji,
wrap
you
it up.
understood?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw your comment here. Sorry, I'm seeing it
No,
only
it's
now.
okay. Oh, no problem, Shashiji. Because it was like, the conversation was very nicely going. I don't want to interrupt in between. So I thought like, yeah, let them finish and slowly I can tell them in privately.
Cool.
So I don't want to
Sure,
interrupt
sure.
some important points which you wanted to deliver, both of you. Yeah, the conversation was very nice.
Oh, thank you for that. But yeah,
But
thank you for having me. That's a
Shashiji,
separate.
it
Always a
was really
pleasure,
nice. I
Shashiji.
mean, like it's been, I don't know, it was really long time. Last whole week you didn't showed up, I think so. And then of course we didn't came on Saturday, Sunday because of Holi. We were not at. We were visiting, a different another city and all those things. And yesterday, Mitraji was talking with Chengal ji. So that's why I mean, like we couldn't come, but it was nice you came, Shashiji, and also Sanjay sir. So it's like feels we are back on track now.
Yeah. No, Miss. I surely wanted to come, but yeah, I couldn't get the time. So that's the thing. And
Absolutely, no issues.
it's Chengal Ryan, right? So, am I
Yeah,
pronouncing
Chengal
it correct?
Ryan, yeah.
exactly.
So I just wanted to know, Miss. I have not watched any of his episodes, but I'm sure it is very interesting for me. So do you converse in English also, maybe in between, or is it only like
No,
family?
actually, but he can. I mean, he's always wanted to talk in English also. But yeah, we can ask him to make the same thing in English also. He's like very
Yeah,
crisp and he's
just a
doing.
gist of what is being discussed, because I want to know what are the topics that are being discussed.
Yeah, definitely,
And I'm pretty
definitely.
sure I will be interested in it because just like Sanjay sir, I'm pretty sure he will also come up with some interesting concepts which I could learn. So that's all. Yeah, thanks for that.
No, but
Yeah.
Shashiji, I have to say, like Mr. Chengal, even I can't say
Chengal,
properly.
you can say
Mr.
Chengal.
Chengal, Mr. Chengal. Yeah, let's keep it. Really, I
Okay.
mean, like some of the information what he gives, it's really nice. It's really nice. I mean, sometimes I when I listen to the show, I really like wow. This guy has some really good information. Even the last episode, what he did, what Mitraji yesterday, what they did was about Sri Lanka and the crisis in Sri Lanka, and he had a different
Right.
approach and perspective. But Mitraji, next time maybe a small gist of
Yeah,
the
we can,
complete
yeah,
show could be given in English, like for 5-10 minutes, so that will be like we can put
definitely.
we can put it like a small video, like boom, and then that can
Yeah, the
that
same
can
thing.
go.
We can ask him to do it in English also. We can tell it's not a
Yeah,
problem
yeah,
because he
definitely.
speaks very, very short, just not more than half an hour. So he'll finish everything in half an hour.
Right.
Sanjay, I mean Shashiji.
Okay.
So it's not a
Okay.
problem. We can ask him.
Super.
Or
Yeah,
if it's not too much, yeah, maybe if you can turn on the subtitles also, that will be more than sufficient.
absolutely,
If
absolutely.
that,
Sure,
yeah.
sure.
Okay, I won't take much of your time. So
Thank
thank you.
you,
Thank
Shashiji,
you so
and good
much,
night.
Shashiji.
Good
Good
night.
night. Jai Hind, Jai
Yeah.
Jai
Bharat.
Hind,
Jai
Jai
Hind,
Hind,
Jai
Jai
Bharat, Jai
Bharat, Jai
Sushant.
Sushant,
Yeah.
Jai Jagannath, Shashiji. Thank
Jai
you.
Jagannath, Jai Sushant.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank
Thank
you, Sanjay
you.
sir, and
Thank
thank
you, Sanjay
you,
sir,
yes,
so much. And
all
Saumil also. Thank you so much.
everyone,
Thank you,
Saumilji,
Sanjay,
yes,
Sanjay ji, Shashi ji, Mitra ji, Vidya ji. Thank you, True Indian ji. Really happy
and
to
everyone
have
who
you
came.
all here. So yes, நம்ம wind up பண்ணலாம். Okay.
Yeah, and
So
yes, Makale, I mean, like once again, of course, பாதி ஷோ அப்படியே இங்கிலீஷ்ல போச்சு. பட் அகைன் நம்ம பேசுறது தான் மூவி பத்தி தான். பார்க்கலன்னா கண்டிப்பா போய் பாருங்க. இட்ஸ் எ வெரி ஐ ஓப்பனிங் தான் சொல்ல மாட்டேன். ட்ரூ ஃபேக்ட்ஸ் தான் இது. ட்ரூ ஃபேக்ட்ஸ் நடந்திருக்கு. நீங்க எல்லாமே நீங்க கூகுள் கூட தெரிஞ்சுக்கலாம். பட் டு see as a movie also, it's a really different experience. But apart from that, yes, thank you for joining us. And இதே மாதிரி மறுபடியும் நாங்க வந்து ஒரு நல்ல டாபிக்கோட மறுபடியும் வரோம். அஃப்கோர்ஸ் சுஷாந்த் டைரி இந்த வாரத்துக்கு நாங்க படிக்கணும். ஸோ ப்ராப்ளி நாளைக்கு நாங்க சுஷாந்த் டைரி கூட படிப்போம். ஸோ எஸ் மித்ராஜி.
நன்றி வணக்கம். Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Sushant,
Jai
and
Sushant.
Jai Jagannath. So
Thank you,
வணக்கம்
மக்களே.
Thank you,
Jai
மக்களே.
Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Sushant, Jai Jagannath, and Jai Sai Ram.